Hello Year 12 and welcome to our next video here on graphs and equations. Here we're looking at using graphs to solve equations in equations. And perhaps we are working towards finding the solution to an equation or an equation. Or perhaps, as in this example here, we're only trying to find how many solutions there are. And that's not a very uncommon exam question. How many solutions does this equation have? Now we're going to use a graph, and if we can consider the left-hand side and the right-hand side of this equation here as separate functions. So the left-hand side, 9 minus x squared, is going to be a function of x, f of x. And the right-hand side, 1 over x, is going to be the g of x. Then where those two functions are equal is where their graphs intersect. So if we can draw that up, we should be able to very easily count up how many times they cross over. Something we want to keep in mind is that I want to rearrange that equation perhaps so that I have two functions that are fairly easy to sketch. And 9 minus x squared is fairly easy. It's a parabola, concave down. So something like this. That's going to be my x-axis. My y-axis is going to be the axisymmetry in this case. With that inset there at 9. Right, we've sketched a lot of these things before. Y equals 9 minus x squared. So that's the left-hand side of my equation. Now, the right-hand side, y equals 1 over x. Well, that looks a bit more like this. Now, if I draw that fairly accurately, and that's you could probably make a case that I haven't drawn that terribly accurately, but it's going to be accurate enough. We're going to see that there are three solutions. Here, here, and here. I'm not entirely sure what they are, but one of my solutions will be less than 0, x is less than 0, and two solutions are going to be where x is greater than 0. Right, one negative, two positive solutions there. And certainly that can be a great aid to going on to solve the rest of that equation. To help you find all of the solutions instead of just one or perhaps two of them. You need to draw your sketches fairly accurately, and you might need to consider a couple of cases here, sort of test a couple of things to see whether, for example, this hyperbola does cut through the parabola there. It would be possible for it to miss altogether, but if we consider a point such as 1, 1, where x equals 1, that's going to lie on my hyperbola, but at x equals 1, my left-hand function, my parabola, is going to be all the way up there at 8. So that definitely sort of ducks underneath there. A good accurate sketch makes it very easy to determine how many solutions they've got. Okay, that's it for 3E. If you've got any questions, make sure you ask me in class, and I'll see you there.